What's going on, my PT peeps and my Walking Dead family? Welcome to the PT channel. I'm One Eye Bri, back to talk about The Walking Dead Season 9, Episode 15, and some things you may have missed. So obviously, spoiler warning for The Walking Dead Season 9, Episode 15, as well as Season 9 as a whole, all that stuff. If you're worried about spoilers, just stop watching. And if you look at Henry's shirt right there, there's a compass on it. North, south, east, and west. We saw it before when he was at Hilltop when Lydia came around and all this trouble started. So it was kind of interesting because we saw the shirt there, but not here. But we saw it again in the Season 9, Episode 15 episode. So was there something to it? Did someone lose their way? Or what is the symbolism there? Carol and Daryl were connected again like they have been in the past. Carol lost Sophia in Season 2 with the barn, and who was there for her? Daryl. And obviously these two characters are connected, but it just took me back to Season 2 with the barn and the walkers, and we lost some characters and the big Sophia reveal, and it was kind of like the same thing. Daryl was there for Carol when Sophia was found. Same thing here. Henry was found, and it's interesting because Sophia actress Maxine Lentz is the sister of Matt Lentz, who plays older Henry, and also young Henry is their brother as well. So The Walking Dead loves killing off the Lentz siblings. Now, as for Hilda and the H coin that was made out of the wood, it was a symbol of hope, right? That's what Miles said. But what do you make of that? Yeah, the little wooden coins are just an H symbol for Hilltop, but there's some symbolism here, I believe. You see, the H coin was a symbol of hope, and there's blood on the H. So is all hope gone? Is that what Alpha was trying to do with her Pike lineup? Also, when Lydia takes off her necklace, she puts the H coin down at the same Pike that Henry was on. So there's some symbolism there that all hope is lost, at least in Lydia's eyes. So I wonder what that means. Also, the snowflakes, winter is coming for The Walking Dead. Now let's get to the Pike victims, right? So we found out that we had 10 victims. Really, there was going to be 8. Sadiq was there, and I misspoke in the other video. I said 7, but Sadiq was 1, and they were right, and people were telling me that I got it wrong. And I just have to correct that. So Sadiq survived, and you have to take out Ozzy, Alec, and DJ because they were not picked by Alpha. So the 7 remaining people were connected with Henry in one way or another, which I thought was interesting. So if you think about it, it was Enid, Tara, Tammy Rose, Frankie, Addie, Rodney, and Henry. So obviously Henry is Henry. Let's talk about the other 6 people. Did you miss it? It's something you may have missed. So let's go over it. You see Addie next to Henry. Addie liked Henry. Frankie talked to Henry. Sadiq didn't get killed. Tara talked to Henry and didn't want Lydia there. Tammy Rose is the wife of Earl, who was supposed to be the blacksmith teacher to Henry. Rodney was causing trouble to Lydia and Henry, and Enid is Henry's crush. Remember? Henry liked Enid, but Enid is with Alden, and since Henry couldn't be with Enid, he was all about Lydia. And of course you had Enid, the doctor, young love, don't be in a relationship, don't be a doctor, and don't be an animal on The Walking Dead, and you'll be okay for a little while. Because remember when Tara came over and was like, what's she doing here? That might have been, boom, that might have been it. Also, she let Henry in, and she was the leader of Hilltop, so there had to be, a big character death, and I think Tara was it. And as for Tammy Rose was the only comic death for the Pike lineup that came to the show. And yes, Earl would be the bigger connection because he was supposed to be the blacksmith to Henry. Well, they went with Tammy Rose, and clearly Alpha saw Tammy Rose with the baby. As for Addie and Rodney, Addie liked Henry, so that's that connection. And Rodney was causing trouble with Lydia and Henry, so he could have went. Gage could have went as well, but I think there may be bigger plans with Gage potentially, but we'll have to wait and see. Also, do you know the Red Fair theory? My Red Fair theory, all those characters that were killed had a connection with red objects, red lanterns, red clothes, red hair, something red. And also, if you look at the banner right there, 2 of the windmill blades are different, and we lost 2 people from Alexandria, which is pretty interesting. And I'm sure you didn't miss the kiss between Magna and Yumiko. It was pretty obvious, but you finally got to see that they're together. They're in a relationship, and that's straight from the comics, and some people are okay with it. Some people have a problem with it. I'm definitely okay with it. I got no problem with it. I actually love these 2 characters, and I think they can be awesome for the show going forward in Season 10 and beyond. Now, did you catch the part in the animated movie where the duck takes off the mask of the fox, and it's basically they remove the mask like a whisperer mask? Also, it's like being beheaded. remove the head of the character. So I guess it was foreshadowing of the Pikes, and definitely a connection to the Whispers for sure, but I could see both sides of the Pike foreshadowing, but also the Whispers for sure. Now let's talk about the meeting with the leaders. And I thought a couple things were very interesting. This is supposed to be the people who run the communities and are the leaders of the communities. So obviously Tara runs Hilltop, Ezekiel and Carol run the kingdom, Alexandria is run by Michonne, but also the head of the council was Father Gabriel, and we saw the leader or a leader of Oceanside. And I thought it was great that King Ezekiel and Queen Carol both signed the charter. Very telling, right? That we have two leaders of a group. And I wonder if they're both going to run the kingdom for the rest of the series, or if we'll lose King Ezekiel, because I know that Queen Carol is not going anywhere. And of course, we saw Tara sign the charter. But now that she's a Pike victim, who's going to run Hilltop? We just don't know. The word is that the kingdom will fall, and I believe that'll happen next episode, and then everyone from the kingdom will go to Hilltop, and maybe some will go to Alexandria as well. But you see Tara's signature right there, and I wonder what's going to happen. As for Rachel, did you catch who this person was? Well, I guess is. She seems to be the leader, if not the representative, for Oceanside. And yes, we have seen her before. It was kind of a cool thing. And did you catch her saying, Oceanside, Oceanside's down? Yep, Oceanside will help out. Oceanside, don't forget, I'm Rachel from Oceanside. You may have forgotten about us because we haven't seen Rachel and anyone from Oceanside since season 9, episode 3. And we finally saw Rachel and a couple other Oceansiders at the fair. And yes, that is the same girl. That's young Rachel and then time jump Rachel. So Rachel here was in season 7. And then we saw her again in season 9, but we saw her 6 years later as an older character. But what has happened to Cindy and Beatrice and the rest of Oceanside? I guess Cindy's not around anymore. Oceanside is in their own little part of the world, but they want to help out now. So I hope we get to see them again in the season 9 finale, if not season 10 for the Whisperer War. I wonder if the Whisperers will ever go to Oceanside. Now, I also thought it was very interesting that Michonne had Father Gabriel sign the charter. We all know, well, maybe you don't know, but the big news is that Michonne, Denai Guerrera, is done after season 10. So will Father Gabriel be the person to run Alexandria? He's the head of the council, which is basically running things, but we'll see if he takes a leadership role. Did you catch the Connie-Daryl flirtation here? Connie came over and said, be careful, which I thought was nice and very sweet. And Daryl's like, yeah, you too. Yeah. Can you feed my dog? And Connie was like, yeah. Well, she gave a smile. She didn't say anything. But ultimately, I think something's going to happen with Connie and Daryl, because Norman Reedus commented about that. And if Norman Reedus says something about his character, it's probably going to happen because he has great input in his character's development. Daryl Dixon is Norman Reedus, and Norman Reedus is Daryl Dixon. And if Daryl Dixon wants to be with Connie, I think it's going to happen. And I am not opposed to that at all. I like Connie, and I like Daryl, so it's pretty cool. And just to be clear, I do like Connie very much. I don't know why people were saying that in the last video I made, but I do think Connie is awesome. And what did you make of that subtle remark by Tara? Like, yeah, I want people to know that I'll be there for them, that I'll be here for them. Is that a dig at Maggie? Or was she trying to represent that she is here for everybody? She was on the wrong side of the tracks with the governor, but she learned her ways and she's here as a leader for Hilltop. I could see a little bit of both, but I just didn't know really what to get at, you know? And really every time Rachel said something, she was like, Oceanside. Oceanside's down. Oceanside will help out. Remember us? Oceanside? I'm Rachel from Oceanside. I know you haven't seen us in a while, but Oceanside's in the house. We got the banner up there. Oceanside's here. Remember, Rachel from Oceanside. We haven't seen you in a while. It was just like overkill how much she said it. Maybe it's just me, but I just pick up the fact that they wanted to point out that Oceanside is still around, and that's Rachel from Oceanside. And we all saw Alpha cry. And we saw the Whisperer catch Alpha crying, and then Alpha was like, you're out of here. Alpha is strong. I cannot show weakness. You're out of here. But it's kind of showing me the comic connection is coming to the show, where you see the side of Alpha that she breaks down. It's with Negan in the comics, so I don't know if that's going to happen or not. I wonder if Negan is going to be connected with Alpha at some point, but we started to see that a little bit. As for Sadiq, do you trust him? Do you believe him? Do you think he's a traitor? Did he help Alpha? I think he was just captured, and he got beaten up, and he was tied up to tell the story. And it's kind of crazy that we almost lost Sadiq and Enid, 2 doctors. What? That's crazy, right? but I choose to believe that Sadiq is a good guy. He may be a traitor, he may not be. There was a rumor going around that we brought up a while ago, and I did not come up with the rumor, but I did share it. As for Alpha, she captured, all these people and took them back somewhere on the Kingdom property. Because when you see the group fighting back, which was awesome, that was one of the best parts of the episode for me, you see Alpha took the wig off and the hat, but she's still wearing the dress. And that showed me here that this is on the Kingdom property most likely. So how did people not see that? How did she get away with it? Did she have help? Did she just knock them out one by one? Or what happened? I don't think we're going to get that answer, but we clearly see other whispers here, so she might have had help. As for this part right here, straight out the comics, this is Rick, Grimes, and Alpha instead of Daryl and Alpha for the show. In the comics, it's Rick having the same dialogue with Alpha, and that might be a little different because the Daryl Dixon way and the Rick Grimes way might be a little different. But that's what I caught, guys. Did you catch these things? Did I miss anything? Let me know your thoughts. Post your comments below. Overall, I thought the fair was great. Did it live up to the hype? I think so, and I thought the episode was very good, and I caught some of these things. Maybe you did. Maybe I missed some things as well. So let me know your thoughts, post your comments below, and if I did miss anything, just let me know in the comments. And please, if you can, guys, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We have a goal of 100,000 subscribers, and it will mean a lot to me if we hit that goal, and hopefully we will very soon. But thank you guys for watching. I truly appreciate it. And remember, guys, with hard work, dedication, belief, and sacrifice, you can truly achieve your goals. Believe in yourself. You can do it. It's about love, support, staying positive, making memories, and as always, tell them Daryl.
Yo, we love you guys. Honestly, thank you.